some wind and some light drizzle, but
Oh, here
it
it's
was. Did you have thunder too?
yeah.
Yeah.
So Blog Talk is down. We're just gonna do Twitch.
All right, that's cool.
Uh,
All right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna jump over to the computer.
all right, do
All
it.
right.
We got time, so I just went live on Twitch, so.
All right, cool. I'll be back in just a minute.
Yeah, because they actually mentioned Alicia Street on the air over the air. I call her up and I couldn't get a hold of her. I got nervous. She was fine. Her phone was just charging in the other room. She didn't hear it. They said hail was in the area.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. They were saying snow possibly on Thursday.
Well, yeah, but not for us though.
Northern Jersey.
Yeah, that's not me or you. So that's
No.
like up near Andover and shit.
Yeah.
But I'm not worried about that.
Yeah, Blog Talk decided to be a little bit of a douchebag. I'm like, really? You're gonna fucking like? Oh yeah, we're now having an issue. Really? Now we're having an issue? So I put out a tweet. I go, Blog Talk, fix your shit,
Motherfucker.
So no sound bites.
Oh, so no Miss Lippy tonight.
No Blog Talk radio.
Does that mean you still could do the intro, right?
I wouldn't be able to do the music. It's just I'm just gonna do the regular intro.
Oh, okay.
Oh God.
Good.
Wait for Ryan to get back.
Yeah. So it's just the three of us, or is Christian coming on too?
I have no idea. I haven't talked to him.
I haven't talked to any of you guys in a week.
I've been super.
I didn't even know if we were doing a show tonight.
It's Wednesday. We always do a show on Wednesday.
I know.
Now, whether I do a show tomorrow is a different issue.
Why is that?
Oh, just scheduling with Chris.
I thought you did on Tuesdays, not Thursdays.
It depends. It's whenever we're free, or whenever he's free.
Mm. We could do WrestleMania. Are we going to talk WrestleMania stuff tonight too?
Probably a little bit.
I would think so, because Mania's this weekend.
Yeah.
And NXT and all that good happy horse shit. In fact, let me pull up the WrestleMania card.
Well, I have a feeling it's going to change.
What's going to change?
The ladder match.
Well, Gacy almost got fucked up during NXT last night. So he was questionable for NXT, but he's clear. They cleared him. It's going to be a match between him and Spears.
Yeah, I saw that.
The ladder match, that's... So, from what I heard, well, like I said, I don't know how true it is, they're going to split the tag belts up.
Well, yeah, but Theory and
Grayson Waller
might not be in it.
Why? Somebody hurt?
No, there might be a signing.
What?
A signing? Someone might have signed.
Oh, not the Machine Guns.
I don't know. No, it's either I've heard Guns, I've heard the Hardys again. I doubt that. I don't think Jeff is fucking cleared.
No, from what I heard, all intents and purposes, the Guns might be heading to AEW. That's what I've been hearing. I heard that from Russell Talk, and I heard that from Sean Ross Sapp too. So.
Yeah, but you're also talking about two guys Again, I take those places just like I take fucking tuna Meltzer with a grain of fucking salt.
Well, Meltzer works for fucking AEW, so that's why I don't listen to any of his shit. He works for the Bucks.
Yeah, I don't buy any of that crap.
Sean Ross Sapp is pretty reliable, though.
He works for the E.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
The Mets got another pitcher. They got Tehran today.
Yeah, well, they lost McGill for a
McGill.
couple weeks.
Gee, that bad record ain't looking so bad now, is it?
No, it's still. I'm gonna steal a Chris line. It's April.
Yeah, but I swear that Mania gave such a good pitching performance the other day for them to shit the bed. He got DeGrommed in that.
Well,
in that
that's
start.
a whole different issue. That's what's his name? That's Mendy.
Nobody.
That's Mendy not knowing how to really work the bullpen.
No, I'm talking about the hitting. Nobody's hitting.
No, I understand that, but I'm saying Mendy should have not had
Token?
Diaz. Should have not had Diaz in the 10th, or he should have had Diaz in the 10th.
Yeah, well, the only guy in the bullpen that seemed to falter was Token.
Yeah, but I'm saying like that's a rookie manager issue right there.
Yeah,
So nothing really bad. Is Ryan back yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, there he is. There he is.
I was just waiting to hit record because once I hit record, we can go.
All right, let's do it.
All right, record. And 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Betting Window on the Nerdport Network. I am your host, F. and Ronnie, and with me, as always,
The Zombie Master's here.
as well as.
Captain Stuntcock himself.
And welcome to another episode where we dive into the good, the bad, and the what the fuck was that in the wild world of sports and sports betting. If this is your first time here, thank you. If this is many times here, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Where the fuck you been?
Yeah, well, share it, please. Go on Twitter, share it. We're all over we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, Twitch. We're on Blog Talk, but they decided to shut down today. They folded like a cheap suit. But yeah, on today's show, we will recap opening week for Major League Baseball, look at the leaders, talk about taxes and lack thereof, talk about the Final Fours, the NFL, as well as the NCAA according to Vegas. But let's face it, these shows also aged poorly as a Bill Cosby commercial.
Oh, really, dude?
I mean, listen, we could be talking about the Saudi 500 out in
Trying to get that 7-Eleven Triple Crown.
Yeah, 7-Eleven Triple Crown, exactly. Oh, thank heaven.
Oh, good lord.
From
Saudi Cup.
From the heaven to the floor.
You got to win the 7-Eleven Cup, and then you got to go out there and you got to win the Six Flags over Saudi Cup.
Hey, it could be worse. We could be taping this like WrestleMania.
2 weeks in advance.
Maybe taping it in advance.
So, I was checking out Becky Lynch's book. Okay?
Uh-huh.
Popped up on my Audible, and books you might like. And she's talking about how she had to tell Vince she was pregnant, and how she her and Colby, but she doesn't refer to him by his work name. Colby. We're sitting there watching, her WrestleMania match with Shayna live. And it was taped 2 weeks earlier.
Oh, Jesus.
And they were taping weeks of programming at a time because of COVID restrictions.
So that means when Rey Mysterio got his eye taken out, that was 2 weeks in advance?
Yeah, he was blind for 2 weeks.
Oh, that was such a terrible fucking angle.
So, speaking of WWE, did you guys watch the Bray Wyatt documentary?
Not yet.
I recorded it. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet because I'm building it. But from what I did see of it, we're gonna get some Bo Dallas stuff soon.
Well, if not Mania, it's Monday. It'll happen the Monday after.
You recorded it?
No, because I put stuff on the discs. I record them and put stuff on the discs because I make compilations and stuff. So don't worry. Don't worry about it. But because I like to watch it on the bigger TV. My TV, that bigger TV I got, it's a problem with my online shit with the Roku right now, so I can't watch anything on the TV. So.
God.
So I recorded on the computer. My DVD player still works, or my Blu-ray player still works. So I recorded, put it on the Blu-ray, put it on the discs, and watch it that way. I'm hoping I get this situation finished by fucking Saturday because I want to watch fucking Mania on a big TV. I had to call into Roku, and send them a message. So hopefully they'll fix it and figure out what the fuck's wrong with it. But anyway, you were saying about the Bray thing?
I digress.
I digress. Get back to it.
Canadians are weird. I got no drops. That's just a perfect one to fit there. Listen, darling. If you want to drop, I'll drop something. No, Joanna! Get the fuck away.
No thank you.
I mean, let's face it. The reason that you wanted me here is because you want to know the reason why the Mets haven't won a fucking game, and I take full responsibility for that.
Yeah, well, whatever. Anyway, so you were talking about Bray now?
It's a good documentary. I'd like to know why she's cursing the Mets, though. Let's circle back to that.
Well, you know what? I mean, listen, I pulled a Doc Gooden and took the boys into the bullpen for a little fun. And someone hit me with that jizz ball.
Oh, God, not the jizz ball.
Not the jizz balls again.
Oh, well, you know what? Someone was standing by Mania. I think it might have been Mania. He was standing by and he got struck with a foul ball.
Well, it didn't hurt him because he's the only pitcher that's actually done well.
No, but that makes a whole new meaning to foul tipping.
Oof.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah, I heard a mutual friend of ours in the show is at one of those Mets games, and he saw the jizz ball live and in person.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Where is he? Is he here?
Who's at the game?
Where is he? Where's the...
Oh. We really talk about that?
Yeah, Raider Dave, we do have to talk about this. You caught a foul tip, didn't you?
I did not. I caught something, but it wasn't about tip.
It came off of someone's tip.
That's for sure. Let me tell you, this is like a 98-mile-an-hour jizz ball right down the center. Whenever it got struck, it was leaving at like 114 miles an hour and just spinning around and spraying like a dog shaking off.
Oh, don't worry, darling. It was like the Giancarlo Stanton of hitting balls.
It was terrible. My mouth was open.
Why was your mouth open, darling?
I thought I was seeing a home run. I didn't know it was a fucking jizz ball. My mouth would have been closed. Everybody got a necklace that night at the stadium. At least down the right field side.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Everything was pearled up.
It was terrible. John, did you see that?
Apparently not, but thankfully I didn't.
I'm glad you didn't either, buddy. It was terrible.
From Mindy to Jizdy.
Oh, good Lord.
Mr. Met discovered the strange goo.
And Mrs. Met was jealous.
That she was. She was pissed.
If Mr. Met could give me the middle finger, he would definitely give me a shocker, but he couldn't because he only has 4 fingers.
Look, let me just tell you this, okay? We had another friend at the game. Well, you guys had a friend at the game. I was trying to be cool with him. So, I noticed that Vinny was sitting over right there down first base line. I wanted to carry the hatchet. I forgave him for the pizza tire, even though it was fucked up, so I bought him a cannoli. Unfortunately, that cannoli arrived right before the jizz ball. I don't know if he knew if that cannoli was tainted or not, but I'm pretty sure it was.
Pete Alonso hit a definite homer in that one.
Christian!
Oh, hello, Christian.
Oh, he's starting already.
Sing it, Frank. Start spreading the news. Alright, that's enough about that. Look, y'all didn't really get to hear me do this a lot last year, so cut me some slack. Hello, Yankee Dave.
We're letting you go.
Yankee Dave!
What's going on?
Talking about the Mets getting jizzballed. That's why they haven't won a game yet.
Dude, I was there on Friday.
Oh, you...
Jizzball? Were you out of the splash zone? I was not. It was terrible.
Yeah, they only mustered up one hit. John, no offense, brother. I love you dearly, but it's gonna be a long year.
I've already made.
Sorry,
Go ahead.
John. I was gonna say I'm just gonna steal a line from Chris. It's April.
Well, you know what? I look at it this way. I've made a couple of realizations in my life the last couple of weeks because of things that have been going on in my personal life, which I won't go into here. But I'm just going to say this. You're not going to hear me scream and yell about the Mets anymore. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to get myself worked up over shit anymore with that. It's not worth it.
Mm-hmm.
My health is more important. I said it before the season started. The Mets were going to be a joke this year. And I said it. Mm-hmm. None of y'all took me seriously. You all thought, oh, they'll be this. You know, I'm getting, Ronnie saying, oh, they could maybe a playoff team.
No.
A playoff team. I didn't say a division winner.
Fight for a playoff spot. I'm not saying that, but they would be in a fight for a playoff spot.
I'm just going to say this and we're going to move on. I'm not going to sit here and dwell on it. I've watched the Mets this first 4 games, and this team has absolutely, positively zero heart. I watched my girlfriend's nephew's Little League team. They had more hits than the Mets have had.
Ouch.
Her 12-year-old nephew hit a home run better than Alonso has recently.
I honestly thought you were going to say T-ball. I would have died.
Oh, well, no, they don't play T-ball anymore. They actually pitch and hit the ball. So the fact that her nephew's got more contact power and he's a 12-year-old than the entire Mets fucking roster. And the only bright spot of this pitching rotation was Sean Manaea. And he got DeGrommed. He pitched his heart out, and they're like, "What? We're supposed to swing the bats too? We can't just leave them on our shoulders like we're statues?" No. And I've already said it. If the Mets win, great, I'll celebrate. But I'm not going to get my hopes up with this team, and I'm not going to get angry at him more because what's the point? I said they were going to be shit in the beginning of the year, and so far they've proved me right. But,
it is the beginning of the year.
Hey. Well, let's just say, let's see, how are the Yankees doing, Christian? What's their record?
Hold on. I'm actually going to answer that question, too. Yes, they've only lost 1 game. But Christian's not going to come on here if they go on a 5-game losing streak saying the season's and they go back to somewhere, get back to 500, and they're going to say this, and he's going to say the season's over.
Look, I'll say this.
No, Christian, let me, before you say something, I gotta retort to that. Christian came on this show and said he's not expecting much out of this team this year. So his expectations are not going to be skyrocketing. Am I wrong, Christian, or did you not come out here and say that?
No, I did say that because, I'll admit, it's still early. Listen, by the time football season starts up, we'll be at the tail end and the stretch part of baseball, right?
Yeah.
Look, this is the most heart I've seen from the Yankees, and I don't know how long. Because I don't know if you guys heard what Verdugo said in his presser the other day.
Yeah, I heard him.
John, did you hear what he said?
I haven't really paid any attention to it, to be honest with you.
He was like, look, we got some dogs now. Look, Stanton's a nice guy. Judge is a nice guy. LeMahieu, nice guy. Trevino, nice guy. Garrett Cole, nice guy. How many times have we always heard the term in sports? You kind of need that. You need that guy that can bring some edge to your team.
Or
The Yankees have,
as Boone said, the Savages in the box.
Right, and now you're seeing that because you have that in Alex Verdugo and you have that in Juan Soto.
Yeah.
The pitchings look good so far, like Rodon. Rodon looks sharp. Stroman looked great in his first start. And I think he pitches on Friday.
Yeah,
in the home
he's
opener.
got the home opener, yeah.
If they even play, because the weather's supposed to be shit.
God, I hope not.
Friday night is supposed to be cleared up.
Nah, it's a Friday afternoon game.
I'm saying it's supposed to be cleared by noon, so they might push it back to like Friday at 4, Friday 5.
I can see it. The Yankees are playing small ball. They're not depending just on the home run. You see what I'm saying?
And Judge hit his first one today.
Get on base. Yeah, and Verdugo hit a moonshot today in extra innings. But yeah, it's early. You know, the key for the Yankees is going to be health, and we'll see who they really are. John, correct me if I'm wrong here, but whenever you see a team start off hot like this, you really see who they are by July, early August.
And that can go for the same as a team that's ending up being bad.
Well, yeah, you're right. I don't disagree with you on that, but having watched this team as much as I have, and like I said, there's not too many new faces in the lineup. I look into the faces of these guys.
Mm-hmm.
I just, you know how you can look at a player and you can tell they're just ready to rip? These guys look like they're listless, like they just don't care. It's like they're literally, I heard somebody, I don't know if it was online or on the radio, saying they're phoning it in. And you know what? They're not wrong. They just don't look like they are, like they don't give a shit. You know, it's just like Lindor, I swear to God, the top 3 guys are hitting under 100.
Yeah, that's tough.
Well,
between Nimmo, McNeil, Alonso, Lindor, they're all hitting under 100. And these guys are getting paid. Well, I'm sorry. There's just somebody, I don't know if it's the manager that they don't have any faith in him, or he's just, I don't know. I don't know what this is. I don't know if it's ownership, the management, players. Right now, all of them are to blame in my eyes.
You can't blame management. You can't blame the GM. You can't blame the manager because they're brand new guys.
You know what? Because here's the thing: you're playing your first games of the season against the guy whose team you used to be the general manager for, and they walked all over the Mets. The Brewers walked all over the Mets like they were a single A team. They got bitch slapped, fucked, every other adjective I could think of. But this is the guy who built this team. And he could have said to the guy, management, look, you got to play these guys this, and this. But apparently they didn't get the memo. Just saying. But I call it like I see it, and they play like shit, and I'm going to call them out on it.
Well, then I'm going to hate to have to say this one because I'm going to say it as a business guy. Maybe it is Pete.
You know what? I don't buy that because the simple reason.
Okay, maybe it's Nimmo. Maybe it's one of the core 4 that they have to get rid of.
No, you know what it is? Lindor does not look like he's happy being where he is right now. There's not more than one report has said that he does not look happy. So I'm sorry if your nearly $400 million shortstop ain't happy. It's going to have a trickle down effect.
Then you make him happy, and if that means you have to get rid of Nimmo or McNeil, which I don't think it's McNeil, you do it. I hate saying it that way because
Nimmo excuse me, Nimmo ain't going anywhere. The only one that's going to be the odd man out, I hate to say it, or I should say odd men out, are going to be McNeil and Alonso, unfortunately, as much as I hate to say it, because Acuna is killing it in AAA. And if he keeps hitting like this, I would not be shocked to see him up in the majors by at least June. And Alonso, if they're deep in the hole, Alonso is more than likely going to get dealt.
I mean,
I hate saying this. You think I like saying this?
But maybe he is they used the fucking C word on him. Maybe he is a cancer.
I don't buy that.
I mean, that's the other C word. That's the other Tuesday word.
I mean, that's the only C word I know.
I know what word he's talking about, and
maybe he is a cancer. Maybe
him.
he is a cancer. Maybe, because I'm sorry, I don't like this. I don't like this one because this is kind of reaching. But you haven't won a game yet, and you go to a Zach Brown band concert.
A little bit, chicken.
No, not saying that they're a bad band, but
I can't wait to hear all of their hit songs.
They have 3, good sir. But why would you go to it's the day of a game, or it's the night after a game, and you're at a concert?
The only thing I could say in defense of like that is maybe what he's trying to show is he's not sweating things. Things are going to get better. That's that's a deep reach. I know it is, but that could be my only.
But and then I'm gonna use that philosophy though. He's sitting out there, not with a care in the world. Okay, but then that reflects back to the media, to the fans, that I get it. It's April. We get it. But it's the season for you guys. And Christian, I'm gonna do this too. You'll understand this one. If Saquon Barkley, when he was with the Giants, and they only won one game during the year, and it's week 10, and he's out at a concert somewhere, or he's in the Garden watching the Knicks, how fast would they say that he just gave up on the team?
Oh, in a heartbeat.
Now, granted, it's early in the year, but that reflects off to the fans saying, okay, what do you want me to do? The only one that, honestly, God gives a shit is, the catcher. Fucking, what's his name?
Austin Wells?
No, for the Mets.
Alvarez.
He's the only one that gives a shit. And I'm sorry. Either put Beatty down in the fucking minors or trade his ass. You're a major league ball player. I'm sorry. You would get a line drive hit right to you. You need to fucking catch that ball.
I'll agree with that.
And I'm sorry, there's a guy down, and there's plenty of shortstops down in minor leagues will gladly go to third base to take your fucking spot. Fuck. Beatty does not have it. I don't know what he does not have. If he just... Because after the shit I saw against Milwaukee, he got a line drive hit right to him, and he tried to barehand it?
Gotta look cool.
No, make the fucking play. The reason Derek Jeter looked cool doing what he was able to do was because he could make the fucking play. Am I wrong?
I didn't see every play. I mean, I didn't sit there and have my eyes glued to the screen all 9 innings.
Ryan,
of every game.
I texted Ryan when he dropped the ball. I just wrote, "Fucking trade Beatty now."
Yeah.
Right after the fucking line drive he dropped, I'm like, trade his ass now.
But
Take a bucket of balls for him. Shit.
Let me put it to you this way. There are no Mets right now that I am fond of right now. Right now, everybody's on my shit list. But
Alvarez is doing fine.
I say what I say, but
Alvarez is doing fine.
And the only thing I am going to get, I mean, all right, I'm curious to get everybody's take. Has everybody seen the whole Rhys Hoskins thing yet?
That was a dirty slide.
Oh, I was completely expecting you to say that was a clean slide.
It was clean. He was within range.
He came up high.
He did. He spiked him.
That's the only reason why I say it was a dirty slide. It wasn't when he slid, it's how he slid. Christian, did you see the slide?
Do you know what we're talking about?
I did.
Yeah. What's your thoughts?
I did. Oh, that was some bullshit. No. I definitely did. I just saw the tension that it created throughout the series. Because they were throwing at him, they were throwing behind him, and I'm just like, wow.
But you know what it is, and I'm going to say this. Rhys Hoskins, he used to be a Philadelphia Filthy.
Yeah, he knows the Mets.
And that was coming back from last year when he ran around the bases. It took him like an hour to run around the bases after a home run. But the thing that I noticed, and a lot of the commentators picked it up on it, that when the slide was initially hit, when the thing initially happened and McNeil got in his face, he didn't say a fucking thing. Hoskins didn't say a word. Not till he got back into the dugout did he did that face. Because he wasn't in front of anybody's face.
McNeil also didn't help himself when he was getting held back screaming at him.
Yeah, and you know what? It's like, because Hoskins didn't do shit. And when he got the ball thrown behind him, the pitcher went right up to home plate to get a new ball. He didn't say shit. The pitcher walked back to the mound, then he started jawing. He's a pussy. If you're gonna start shit, back it up.
Now, I have one issue though. Major League Baseball. I have an issue with MLB right now. Not just with Manfred, with everything. When the Mets last year, and this goes for everybody, when every team was getting pelted, especially the Mets, this happened mostly with the Mets, where it was more publicized with the Mets. Buck did not retaliate.
Nope.
No. And the fans wanted it. Buck did not retaliate. You did not do anything for there. Mendy does the right thing, even though it was late, and retaliates when he comes back up. And everyone has an issue with it, and you suspend the pitcher for it. No. For the fact that he actually did the right thing and retaliated, even if it was behind him.
No, he got suspended.
I know, but
he appealed it.
But that's the problem. I'm saying you didn't do anything to stop it 2 years in a row. When a new manager comes in, when a new skipper comes in and actually does something to try to stop it, you suspend them. And that goes with everybody, because that happened all through last year. When a team didn't retaliate, you didn't stop the other team from doing this. And this was big with the Mets, with Atlanta, when every time they were getting pelted because Buck didn't do anything, which Buck should have fucking beamed. I don't agree with going headhunting, but there were certain times where you should have headhunted. Or give a little sweet chin music.
Well, Hoskins got that ball that was thrown behind him, wasn't even close. That was like 8 feet behind him.
Yeah, so but it was the intent. Like, at least he told him to throw at him. Oh, excuse me. Even if it was 8 feet behind him, at least he told him to do something. Buck would have just sat there and would have stummed up his ass.
But I'm curious, Ryan, you said that was a clean slide. How did you see that being a clean slide?
Fucking leg out of the way.
All right. A lot of people don't see it that way, but I was just curious to get your opinion on it.
Same time, these guys are playing fucking this sport for millions of dollars. You're gonna get hurt. Fucking take it. Being a little pussy.
Well, he going toe up is not.
Dude, it's not like they're wearing fucking steel spikes.
Yeah, they are.
Yes, they are. Those are.
They're not wearing steel like dag spikes, but they're flattened. They're steel cleats.
Yeah, they're steel cleats, dude, but they're not wearing fucking steel spikes.
You
like,
still can't come up high. You still can't come up toe up.
Yeah, but it's not like he's fucking sliding into him and puncturing him fucking 2 inches.
Have you ever been hit with those fucking those spikes?
Yes.
They hurt. They hurt.
They hurt, but again, not like it was back in the day when they were using actual spikes.
But with that, and we'll even go 20 years, or not 20 years back. When was the Utley slide? About 15?
That was 2015. That was the 2015 playoffs, yeah.
So, yeah, about 10 years ago. They were pretty much using the same spikes. Utley did the exact same thing. Broke, what's his name?
Tejada's leg.
Tejada's leg. The exact same style of slide.
You're off the millions of dollars, you run the risk of getting hurt.
Not saying that, but there's a difference between also dirty slide and a clean slide. Like if he came in leg hooked and tried to take him out that way, we ain't talking about this. It's the fact that he went cleaned up.
I don't know. People make
and also, I'm sorry, if I'm McNeil, I'm Finn Balor in his ass and coup de grace in the center of his chest. Suspend me, fine. I'm gonna stomp on his ass for fucking sliding toe first.
Well, because you know what it is? A lot of the people, I think it was Hernandez saying, he slid, his foot went up. I mean, usually they try to hit the base. His foot was past the base and came up into McNeil's shin.
Yeah.
Spikes up. That's where everybody's sitting there saying, that shit was filthy. That's what it is. I mean, when Chase Utley did it, Chase Utley was past the fucking base, and he collided with him.
Well, Utley's was completely dirty. What was that?
They said the same thing about fucking Matt Holliday in, what was it, 2010, 2011?
Yeah.
The World Series slide to Marco Scudero.
Right. And that was a dirty play.
Was it, though?
See, there's intent, too.
Was it, though? He jumped a little hard into his slide. That's all I saw.
But all right. So let's get into other news.
They quit making a big deal of it. These dudes are getting paid millions of dollars. If they get hurt, it's okay. The team's still gonna go forward.
I think it's how the slide is. Like,
I think people need to quit being fucking pussies and trying to make games soft.
Right. I don't disagree with that.
Just gonna go ahead and throw that out there.
But all right. Hey John, I got better news for you. The Mets aren't the worst team right now.
Yeah, the Marlins are 0-7.
Yeah. They got swept by the Angels today.
You know what? You want to really make me laugh? Tell them they got swept by the fucking A's. That'll make me laugh.
The A's only have one win.
Oh, gee, the Mets are actually worse than the A's. That's disturbing.
But the Red Sox are 5-2. Exactly.
Look who they beat.
Yeah, exactly. A bunch of nobodies.
It's okay.
The opening.
It's okay.
Season opener against fucking.
They'll come back down to reality very soon.
Dodgers.
Well, you lost again today to the Padres.
Who?
The Cards.
We're bottom of the division, but you know what? That's okay because it's April.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are you? Because I think the team that's worse are the Rockies. Rockies are 1-5, and about to go 1-6 because the Cubs are winning 4-0.
Yeah, we're the bottom of the Central.
Yeah.
Come on, Ryan, do better.
Pittsburgh's about to get their first loss. If they can make a comeback against the Nationals.
How are the Cardinals doing?
3-2. They're about to go 3-3. No, they lost today, so they are 3-4. But all their games have been on the road.
Yeah, we haven't played in Busch Stadium yet.
Yeah. So, all right. So, league leaders going into this year right now after the first week. Any guess to who's the home run leader so far?
Mike Trout.
Nope, he's third. He's tied for third.
Two here recently.
Well, yep, he was someone that played against the Cards.
Was it Mookie?
Yep, Mookie's got 5, and then Hernandez has 4.
Mookie Betts is starting to kind of look a little bit more like Mookie Betts.
Yeah, Mookie's got 5, Hernandez got 4, Trout, Ozuna, and Harper, Walker, Conforto, what is it? Garcia and Tatis all have 3.
That's sick right there.
Yeah, right. Mookie Betts is in the lead for ribbies with 11.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at that right now. He's leading like five areas, right?
Yeah.
Batting average, home runs, RBIs. Hits.
Actually, batting average is he's second.
What I'm seeing on ESPN right now is he's batting 500. Underneath him is Diaz at 476.
Yeah, you might be looking at NL. I'm looking at whole league. A Yankee is in the lead for batting average right now with 529.
They haven't updated yet.
Yep. It is Anthony Volpe.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Hey, Christian, you got one of our bullpen cast-offs. You guys should sign Phil Bickford.
Oh, did we? I didn't even hear about that.
They signed him to I think they signed him to a minor league deal.
Okay.
So yeah, the Mets got rid of him in the spring, and then the Yankees picked him up.
Nice.
Well, that means he's gonna have to cut all that blonde hair off.
Yeah, Mookie's also in the lead.
Yeah.
Mookie's also in the lead for WAR at 1.4 already. It's insane. And Mookie's fucking nuts.
Yeah, he's also leading slugging and stuff.
Yeah, and Mookie's in the lead for runs in, not RBIs, but runs at 14.
Yeah. Mookie.
Hey, he gets on and he hits home run. He's Big Al. He gets on and hits dingers. But no. I mean, looking towards the week that's coming, the Mets have, besides the doubleheader coming, the Mets have Cincinnati for 3 games in Cincinnati. So hopefully the bats will come alive in that fucking bandbox.
I'll tell you this, you guys. That's one of the nicest ballparks I've ever been to.
What is?
Where the Reds play.
I forget what the name of it. It's not. It's not.
Great American Ballpark.
Ballpark. Yeah.
That's one. Like honestly, that may be my favorite ballpark that I've been to. Because it's right on the river. So you get like the Cincinnati skyline. The Bengals play across the street from them. It's not too big and it's not too small. It's just perfect. Yeah, it's a nice place to see a game. Like if I had to recommend a place for people to go see a game, that's definitely it.
Yeah, your Yankees got the Blue Jays coming into the weekend.
Yeah, we're about to make Vladimir Guerrero Jr. eat his fucking words.
The Pirates, the 5-1, or about to be, the 5-1 Pirates now against the 4-2 Baltimore Orioles for the weekend series. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, that should be.
The Braves and the Diamondbacks, that should be a good series too. I would say Rangers-Stros, but Astros, the only win came off of a no-hitter.
Yeah, off of a guy that's was a spot starter.
Yeah, right.
He's a bullpen guy.
Yeah.
And they asked him they said, "Could you spot start?" Because somebody wasn't ready. And he came in and he threw a no.
The Tigers have an easy weekend series. They got the Athletics.
Yawn.
What do we got? Tampa's got the Rockies. Padres got the Giants. That usually sounds like that would be a good series, but who the hell knows?
Yeah.
Boston's got the Angels. Not a lot of good series. Like, what's the Sunday night game this week?
Astros and Rangers, I think.
I wish there was
Let me look.
I'm on it right now. Yeah, it is Astros Rangers. I get why, but at this point, would you almost flex that to put the freaking Orioles Pirates there?
Yeah.
When does football season start? When do the Jets start playing?
We'll get to the Jets,
That's a phrase for the baseball guy.
Because the Jets kind of put themselves in a situation where they have high hopes possibly for this year.
They signed some pretty good play. They signed some monsters just recently.
Yeah. Well, it didn't hurt that a monster got traded today too. But we'll get to that. Final thing for baseball that I wanted to talk about. So Soto came out about 10 hours ago and said that he wants an Ohtani-size deal in free agency.
And you know what? I think he's going to get it with us because Aaron Judge doesn't give a rat's ass about money.
But
he'll restructure his contract, and so will Garrett Cole.
So, all right. So, apparently Scott Boras is seeking an agreement starting at $500 million. So, 10 years, $50 million. Which, if you start there, that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the limit? Because he's not getting 70 for a hitter. Is it more years and bump the price up? So is it, say, 15, or maybe 12 years, 13 years, $600 million?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what'd you say, Ray?
About 350.
About 350. About 350.
350.
God, what he the God damn it, he the Loch Ness monster.
Hey Ronnie, where's your top hat?
Yeah, where's your ace?
What the fuck?
Christian, unfortunately, you opened yourself up on that one. You knew that was coming.
Yeah.
And don't worry, ours is on the DL too.
So how are you? Those who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones.
Hey,
Christian, do you hear me? Do you hear me knocking the Yankees at all?
No,
I don't.
But we also knew that their bats were going to win them games. The question was their pitching at least going to get them to the 6th inning, and it has.
It has.
So that was the whole idea. Is their pitching going to get them to the 6th inning? Nestor barely, but yes, they have.
You know, every time I'm on a show, I think I always threaten to shoot Ronnie in the kneecap.
I mean, tell me I'm wrong, though. Nestor's fucking barely getting out of 5 innings.
No Nestor slander.
But he would, and any other roster, he's a 4. You know that.
John, didn't I just say no Nestor slander?
I'm not slandering. I'm telling the truth. Any other roster, he's a 4.
I said what I said.
And you can't argue that I'm
nothing.
and you can't argue that I'm wrong.
Go get a new top hat.
I need a new fedora.
It's a top hat.
I like how he says it like it's a top hat.
Christian, you have to understand, as long as I've known Ronnie, he's always had, maybe not that exact hat, but one similar to it. He got him at the same dollar store when he bought that one.
Bitch, I got that shit over in a rabid crowd at CZW, which is like fucking impossible to do, where other people started wearing fedoras and they actually called gimmick infringement on it. Figure that shit out.
Oh, so you just decided to get drunk one day and say, hey, I want to look like the Monopoly Man.
I decided one day to go to a wrestling show and wear a stupid hat, and it got over.
Yeah, a top hat.
Whatever makes you sleep at night.
I said what I said, so be respectful.
Again, whatever makes you sleep at night. Right. But no, honest question. Where do you see the limit for Soto?
He's definitely gonna get a contract. I mean,
easily he's gonna get at least $50 million a year.
Yeah,
at least.
And honestly, look, I don't think the Yankees are gonna let him walk. Because think about it, Ronnie. Look at how much the Yankees gave up to get him.
Right. Well,
you don't give all that up for just a 1-year rental.
No, they're gonna fight to try to keep him around. Now the question is if you're now, yeah, I'm not gonna speak on this, but I'm just hear me out on this. If you're the Yankees, are you worried about someone like the Giants or the Mets coming in and doing, say, something overpricing him, like saying 10 years, $700 million?
He's not going to the Giants.
Could he go to the Mets though?
No,
because I'm saying if Cohen comes out and drops $70 million a year in his lap for 10 years, are the Yankees really going to match that? And I'm not saying they are, but I'm saying, would the Yankees really match that?
Mm-hmm.
That's the only fear if you're the Yankees that you would have to have. And the Mets would have to be, the Mets would have to overpay. And I could surprisingly see that happening. Now, the question is where does Soto want to go? If Soto wants to be a Yankee and they're offering, say, 10 years, $600 million or $500 million, he'll be a Yankee.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's really about money, he's going to be a hired gun, clearly.
Yeah.
But then that's the thing. Like, if the Mets don't want to sign Alonso, well, that's $28 million that they don't have to spend on him.
Mm-hmm. Let's put a top hat bet on
it. But John, what do you think?
I think he's going to end up staying with the Yankees because I think he likes it there too much. I think he likes the attention that he gets there. Because you got to think about it. When he was with the Nationals, before Bryce left, it was Bryce's team, and then Bryce left. Then it was his team for a little while, but then it still wasn't completely his. He went to San Diego. He was a little fish in a big pond. Now he's in the bright lights of the city. He ain't going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? He's going to end up staying with the Yankees just because he likes what it does for him. And Christian, am I wrong?
No, you're not.
Rye, what do you think?
I think if he's wanting Ohtani money, he's going to have
to. I think if he's getting $550 million a year, if he's okay with that, he's going to be a Yankee. But if he wants Ohtani like 60, 70 million a year, I don't know if the Yankees are going to fucking come up with that. Unless the Yankees do 60 million and then fucking...
not saying they could.
No, unless they do like 60 million and then they defer it they pull a Bobby Bonilla. To where they defer it over 20 years.
That wouldn't surprise me if they did a deferred payment deal. That would not shock me.
Yeah, that seems to be the current rage in MLB.
Like give him almost like a 20-year deal and make it $15 million a year.
Yeah, I just see that's what a lot of teams are going to do. I think now that the deferral, now that they've seen what Ohtani's done with the deferral and stuff like that, I don't see ownership going crazy with these big ass contracts. That they're like, oh fuck it, we'll just defer it.
No, and it showed this year with the pitching. It showed this year with pitching. Snell and Montgomery only got what, 2-year deals?
Essentially 1 year, because they all have opt-outs after the first year, because they're gonna all test it again next year. And since Zach Wheeler signed an extension with the Phillies, Zach Wheeler's out of the market for next year. So there's not going to be that many heavy-hitting pitchers out there next year. Montgomery and Snell are both going to go out on the thing trying to get their $200+ or $300+ million contract. And it's going to same thing that's going to happen to them next year that happened to them this year.
Well,
they're going to sit until fucking at the end of spring, and then they're going to get a 1 or 2 year deal, and then they'll wonder, why do we keep getting small deals? Because nobody wants to pay pitchers that kind of money anymore.
I hate to say it too. If you're
pitchers worth that kind.
Well, listen, if you're the Mets right now, I know, John, I know you're not going to like it, but you might have to take a look at a guy that's out in fucking Japan, China right now.
Oh, would you stop bringing him up?
I mean, dude, he's still got it. He'd be a great addition to any roster.
I don't see why that would be a bad thing. Because, God forbid, the Mets need fucking pitching.
Oh, do they need pitching? Absolutely. Are they going to sign him? Absolutely not.
Never know, man.
I think they need to.
If he's going to go anywhere, I'm sorry to say it, but if he's going to go anywhere, he's going to go to the Yankees. He's not coming to the Mets.
The Yankees need pitching too, so I mean it would be a good fit for him there too.
Yeah, I just don't see him coming. I've heard too many things where the ownership does not want him.
The ownership might not have a choice. Sometimes you have to swallow the bullet to make sure the fucking roster, the freaking pitching, the rotation stays in fucking tact, at least until what's his name comes back. Because God forbid they need freaking help.
But it is what it is. I'm not gonna. I hear that name. Ugh. But anyway, let's move on.
All right. So, last thing for baseball, kind of slash football. Missouri voters reject the stadium tax for the Royals and the Chiefs.
Adios, bitches.
For the Kansas City Royals, this means nothing. For the Chiefs, this means a lot.
Relocate, I dare you.
That was threatened before, that if they didn't get the nod for the taxes, they would threaten to relocate.
I dare you. I fucking dare you.
Yeah. And if you're the Royals, I don't know why you would try to relocate.
Because they want nicer teams.
I mean, that stadium is not that old.
Even though they both fucking suck.
Yeah, I like Kauffman Stadium because I think it's a different look kind of stadium. That's why I've always liked that stadium.
I don't think that's that old of a stadium, is it?
Kauffman's been around since the 70s. I know that.
Is it really? Shit. All right. I mean, maybe get it an update. You don't need to build a new stadium. Renovate it.
Hold on, I'll look it up.
The Royals pledged that at least $1 billion from ownership for this project, wanted their share of the tax revenue to help a $2 billion plus ballpark district. Super Bowl Chiefs committed $300 million in private money, but share part of $800 million to overhaul Arrowhead.
Yeah, they opened up April 10th, 1973. Kauffman Stadium opened up.
So the Royals wanted to do a $2 billion stadium where the Chiefs want to renovate it for $1 billion. I mean, just renovate it over the course of fucking 5 years. Why do you need to renovate it all at one time?
That's a good question.
I mean, that's just what it is, right? But, alright. I mean, that was something that was there. Hey, Christian, how's your bracket doing? Oh, waiting to get cursed out at this one.
My bad.
Yeah.
Which one? Because I did a men's one and I did a women's one.
Both, actually.
My women's did a hell of a lot better than my men's.
Same here.
I have 3 of the final four in the women's bracket. I predicted South Carolina and North Carolina.
Oh, you actually got NC State.
And I had, yeah, I did. And I also had UConn getting there. I had North Carolina State, South Carolina, and then I had LSU and UConn.
Okay, so yeah, I had Texas instead of NC State, but I had Iowa, South Carolina, and UConn.
Yeah, and then the men's, man, I lost.
I have one.
Listen, I lost 3 Final Four teams within a span of 4 days. My Tar Heels lost to Alabama.
Yep.
Right. Then I lost Marquette to North Carolina State, which I really didn't lose sleep over because North Carolina State did the work of the Lord, and they eliminated Duke. God, look, Blue Devils at that, getting eliminated on Easter. Won't he do it? And then I lost Tennessee on Sunday because I had a Tennessee and UConn men's national title game.
So I had Creighton. Creighton got beat by Tennessee. I had Houston that got bumped, and then I had who was my fourth? I had UConn, and I had I'm trying to think who else. Who was my other one? It was Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
Might have been Arizona, and they got bounced. So I mean, I got my national title still, which is UConn.
UConn and who?
It was gonna be UConn and. Well, no, the other team's out. It's just UConn. They're the only ones that got left.
Yeah. I think it's coming down to UConn and Purdue. I mean, they've been clearly the 2 best teams in this tournament. And UConn has a big that they can throw at Zach Edey. And I love what North Carolina State has done. Like, I really do. And you guys realize North Carolina State and UConn's men's team and North Carolina State and UConn's women's teams, they're all in the Final Four.
Yep.
That's pretty impressive if you ask me.
That's definitely impressive.
There's a story coming out of North Carolina that I have a feeling is going to cast a very negative light on them.
Which story?
About the tennis team?
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about possible boycott. Or not boycott, the prop bets that were coming out of North Carolina.
No, I think that the tennis team is a bigger story.
What would that be?
The school and teacher coach. Wow. The one black student in school as target practice.
You broke up a little there. Say that again?
Yeah, they were letting the other students use the only black student on the team as target practice.
See, I'm shooting everybody from their kids to the parents.
And it was being accepted by the parents, the school, everyone.
So they knew about it and they didn't put an end to it.
They didn't do shit about it.
That's so wrong.
I think that's a bigger story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just actually found out about that story today.
Well, let's do
Shit.
this. We have this. Let me do a little bit of research on this, and we talk about this next week.
Oh, yeah, fair, for sure.
Because I want to start digging into that. But with that being said, let's do the picks for this real quick for the Final Four for the men. We have NC State versus Purdue. Purdue is an 8.5 point favorite over NC State. Christian, are you sticking with Purdue?
Yeah. This Purdue team reminds me so much of that Virginia team in 2019 that they lost to a 16 seed in UMBC, right?
Yep.
And came back and just dominated. And Purdue has looked every bit of the part. I think North Carolina State will make it tough on them for sure, but I just think Zach Edey is going to be too much. But then again, I don't think Purdue is ready for what DJ Burns is going to bring. Because he's so light on his feet, and I think he's going to be a challenge for Edey. But in the end, I just think Purdue is the more well-rounded basketball team.
I think this is a better team. Since they had this hasn't been their best team since they had Jordan Ivey.
Who?
Purdue.
Yeah, you might be right about that.
This is up there when they had Ivy on the team.
Yeah.
But
I think this is going to be the closer score of the two games.
Yeah.
Because who's favored? Purdue is favored by how much?
8.5. Pretty much by 9, by three possessions.
Okay.
And then UNC is favored by 11.5.
You mean UConn?
UConn, sorry. Over Bama.
I know who you meant.
Yeah. UNC though, I'm interested to see what they do because you got two big boys down in the bottom of the basket that are gonna freaking go at each other all night.
Who? UConn and
no. UNC and Purdue.
Yeah.
Cause you got big baby Shaq down below.
He's Zach Randolph.
Oh, dude, yeah. This dude is a freaking. This dude ate Shaq in college.
He's Zach Randolph.
Yeah, he's a big fucker.
Yeah. I mean, when you play DJ Burns, you can't double him.
Yeah.
Because he just kicks the ball out, and then when he kicks the ball out, that turns into an opportunity for NC State to score.
See,
it's like you can't stop Edey unless you foul him, and I think Tennessee committed about 11 fouls on him on Sunday in that Elite Eight game.
So you want to hear something terrifying about Edey?
Yeah.
He was a pitcher in high school.
Yeah, I heard.
Bro, 7-footer standing on the fucking mound.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
Well, shit, wasn't Randy Johnson a 7-footer?
I think he was like
6 foot 6'10".
Yeah, he was like 6'10", 6'11". He was close enough.
Yeah, I knew he was tall. He
was around like 6'10", 6'11" too.
But like, it's crazy. And then I agree with you though, Christian. I think Purdue's taking this, and then Bama, UConn. UConn's an 12 point favorite. I think there's no. If you're gonna bet this game Bama first half because UConn has been steamrolling everybody in the second half.
Yeah, they really have. I mean, UConn, they have that inside-out game. They can shoot, they can bring the ball inside, and then they're big. Donovan Clingan, he's really been playing well. these last few games. I think this is just too much. Damn. I just think this is too much for UConn for Bama. I think UConn wins this one by at least 15.
Yeah. Ryan, what about you? The two games.
Who is it?
NC State Purdue and Bama UConn.
So Purdue UConn.
Yeah, it's pretty much. John, what do you think?
I don't have any opinion on it, really.
All right. And now we flip over to the other side of the bracket. In all honesty, the better Final Four. Because, Christian, tell me if I'm wrong. If Purdue and UConn make it, it's a better national title game. But as a better Final Four, the women have it.
I'll be honest. This has been the most I think I've ever paid attention to the women's tournament because the quality of players is better than what it is on the men's side. Both tournaments have both been very entertaining, but how many times have we looked at a tournament and we say, oh, yeah, he can build up his draft stock here?
Yeah.
You haven't really said that this year. Whereas on the women's side, you got Juju Watkins, you got Paige Beckers, you had Angel Reese, you had Caitlin Clark.
Now, I'm going to say one thing, too. Have you heard of, did you listen to, so this was from the Dan Levitar show. And Jameel Hill was on with him.
Mm-hmm.
And people are in an uproar about this because she started talking about how only now people are paying attention to women's sports because of Kate. And she said, because of a white woman, because of Caitlin Clark. But I think the fact that it's coming out of someplace and it's how the media is showing Caitlin Clark is the reason women's sports is getting so big. They're showing Caitlin Clark out on the court, signing every autograph for every kid. Kids are going to want to see her. She is the biggest thing in basketball since Steph Curry.
I disagree with it.
But to say it's only because, I hate saying it, it's only because she's white people are paying attention. No, it's because the media put their backs behind, they put their money behind her. They did the same shit 15 years ago with all the fucking UConn players.
Yeah.
All of them, they put the freaking money behind them. Why? Oh, because they're not promoting Angel Reese. If it wasn't for that national title game, and I hate saying it this way, no one would know who Angel Reese is.
Yeah, I got a couple things I got to say about her, and a lot of people are not gonna like me.
Can I say something first about the LSU basketball team as a whole?
Yeah.
So if you've been living under a rock, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, all that other shit has been posting stuff about LSU not showing up for the national anthem. And people have been in an uproar because LSU has been walking off the court and not coming out for the national anthem. Okay. I'm going to say this to the fans that are outraged. You're not outraged about this. Shut the fuck up because they've been doing this all year. Hey, you're just bitching because now it's at a national stage. Fuck off. 2, what are the SEC rules? I can read you a fucking list of what the Big Ten rules are about the national anthem. Because in the Big Ten, you have to stand for the national anthem. You have to come out for the national anthem. I don't know what the SEC rules are. I couldn't find it about the anthem if they have to stand. If they don't have to stand, they don't have to be out on the court. Because they wanted to stop the quote-unquote kneeling and the show of like disrespect against the anthem, they let them stay inside. They let them stay in the locker room. So if that is part of the SEC rulebook, don't bitch. Maybe learn what the rulebook says first before you start going off on them.
Yeah.
And to Angel Reese, oh, you were sexualized, you were this, you were that. It looked a lot nicer when the checks were clearing when you're taking bikini shots for Sports Illustrated. You're a great player. I ain't denying that. But the checks cleared and now you're crying. You weren't crying when you were doing the "you can't see me" to Caitlin Clark when you were winning, or pointing to your ring finger about your national title. But when you lose, you start complaining. I'm sorry, no. You can't do that. It doesn't work both ways.
So let me say this.
Sorry, rant over.
I've seen a lot of people say, "Oh, we're belittling a teenager."
She's 20.
Last
she's
time
20
I
something
checked,
years
she's
old.
22 years old. She's a grown ass woman.
Yeah.
Correct.
All right. So we just gonna get that out right now, right? I mean, you hit the nail. You hit it spot on. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one thing to act when you win, but then when you lose, you're looked at more at how you handle the losses more than you handle the wins. Now the tears want to come out. But come on, let's not act like she wasn't running her mouth. I mean, I was watching one of the games and she was talking to
When she was waving to the middle Tennessee State.
She was running her mouth to the bench, man.
Oh
right?
Yeah.
Like, you don't do that. Plain and simple. But then again, when a player does that, that's a reflection of coaching. And
Mulkey, listen, Mulkey is the biggest freaking hypocrite out of them all. Going after the Washington Post. Listen, I'm not a big politic person. I pay attention, but to bitch about a company that's a biggest, like, the Washington Post, I believe, is still very left wing. And or right, I don't know which side they are, but they were apparently putting out, quote unquote, like a smear campaign against Mulkey.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if that's true, then you should be going to the FCC, or because that's, as much as it's freedom of speech, freedom of press. If all the stuff is not true, sue them.
Yeah, but I mean,
that's slander in a nutshell.
Yeah, but regarding Angel and all that, you got to handle the losses just like you would handle the wins, because you're not going to always win. And you know what this also kind of reminds me of? It reminds me of when Belichick lost an AFC championship game, right? It was, I think, 2012. They had lost to Baltimore. This is when the Ravens won it.
Yeah, okay.
And I remember with the CBS telecast, the sideline reporter always interviews the losing head coach, and Bill Belichick just decided to decline
it
the
and
interview.
Walked away.
But here's the thing, man. You're looked at more at how you handle the losses more than you handle the wins. Okay? Like, that's just what it is right now. So
I think Brady saved his ass, because Brady did the interview.
Yeah, I'm sure, but you still got to be professional.
Yeah,
plain is the point I'm making. You have to maintain professionalism. There's something about being gracious in defeat. And here's the thing. Here's the other thing. Hold on. Let me get these thoughts together. And here's another thing. Let's not act like Angel Reese didn't spark it up and give Iowa more motivation, because Iowa already had a chip on their shoulder coming into this game, right?
So
because you lost the national title to them, you get this opportunity to play them again, and Angel puts a crown on the
sideline while she's shooting free throws.
Where Caitlin Clark is shooting. You're just giving them more bulletin board material.
And then Caitlyn decides to walk out and drop 41 on your ass.
Yeah. I mean, look, people are going to be mad at my opinion, but I really don't give a fuck because this is what I get paid to do.
No,
right?
And listen. How many times have I shied away from freaking controversy?
I mean, look, I knew it was going to end up being discussed because it's been the hottest topic within sports media
when me and Chris went over this, so we went when the tournament started. Me and Chris went over for one of the shows. Went over the old thing when we saw that LSU and Iowa could meet in the Elite Eight to get to the Final Four. We circled that fucking match because I'm gonna go. There's the match that's going to make this tournament. And guess what?
Yeah,
13 million people watch this game.
Yeah, I was one of them. I just think, look, I'm not taking anything away from Angel. Like, I think she's a great player, but stop. Look, we got different sob stories. You see what I'm saying? The soliloquies.
Listen, does she have the diva mentality in her? Yes. She's an athlete. Everybody has a diva mentality if they're a college or professional athlete.
Facts.
But you set everything up to where, like you said, the crown on the chair, she's out there practicing. And the stuff from last year with the you can't see me, the ring finger, to even during the tournament where she's waving people off when they're getting fouled. It's like, if you don't win the whole thing, you're gonna get railroaded by everybody. And guess what? She fouled out. You know what Iowa fans did? Waved her off the court.
Oh, so she almost got a taste of her own medicine.
So she got a taste of her own medicine, because if you go back and rewatch it, the fans of Iowa are actually waving her to her bench when she fouled out. I'm like, no, I started laughing because I'm like, good, karma. You got a taste of your own medicine.
Look, like I said, I know a lot of people may disagree. You asked my thoughts. I gave it to you. But you gotta remain the same when you win, and you gotta remain the same when you lose.
Here's your shovel, dig your hole. You made your bed, now lie in it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Ryan, did you hear about any of this?
No, I did
No.
not.
I just... John, did you hear any of this?
Not a thing, no.
Yeah, it's just... Was it a great game? Yeah, it was an amazing game. But I don't like the fact that other players have come out and said that the college basketball is only popular due to, and I hate saying this word, due to a white woman. And Caitlin Clark, yeah, she's getting all this media attention, but she deserves it. She's one of the best.
because she's been the best player in the sport.
Now, and I get it. Jaleel Hill comes out and says, well, she's not the all-time leading scorer because Pro Moore and all the... I'm like, yes, but in the NCAA, she is. When it was under the NCAA, which is... they don't count the other conferences, she is the all-time leading scorer for men and women. And that's the difference. No one's saying she's the all-time leading scorer, period. She's the all-time leading NCAA scorer. And I'm getting sick and tired of hearing people say, oh, well, she's this. The woman has a chance now to make more money playing basketball than anybody else because Ice Cube came out and offered her $5 million to play in the Big Three, and it will not affect her WNBA status. Did you hear about that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you talked about that last week.
Yeah, she came out. She has not given an answer yet, but the maximum game she has to play is 10, and she'd get $5 million. I take it. And it will not affect her WNBA status. So she can still go play in the WNBA and play in the Big Three. Which, hey, guess what? If you can get more of these women to stay in state and have them play in the United States than going over to Russia or Spain, stuff like that, we have more power. Good. Do it. But, no, yeah, Christian, go listen to that Dan Levitard stuff, because it's just like, you kind of want to facepalm and be like, really? Are we at this point now? Like, why? Why does it have to? Why can't it just be person's good at basketball and not about that she's white or black?
Because race sells. Everyone knows we're in a race war, unfortunately.
Because they literally, so there's a company I listen to that is very political in sports. They're very like lean Republican, conservative. It's called Outkick and it's called Outkick the Coverage. I'm not shying away from what the company's name is. Some of the stuff they say is spot on. They're 100% right. There's a couple other guys that are on that for that company that go a little bit too far. And I'll say the one guy, not Dan Hurley. One of the guys that used to be a college basketball coach is on there, and he goes a little bit too far with race stuff. And I'm like, no one's gonna listen to you because you're going too far into race and not about sports.
Yeah.
What's the one girl's name that was in WWE? Caitlin Kelly is on there. But it is what it is, because, I mean, Christian, as of right now, who do you have out of the Final Four? You have NC State, UNC, South Carolina, and then UConn, Iowa. Who's making the finals?
I think it's gonna be South Carolina and Iowa.
That's gonna be a hell of a fucking game.
Yeah, and I had South Carolina winning from the get-go. I think they cap off a perfect season.
I got South Carolina, Iowa, and I got Iowa winning.
Mm-hmm.
I think Caitlin ends her career with the chip.
I can see it.
And listen, there's fucking that game right there is instant story, like perfect storyline. That's WWE couldn't script that any better. The perfect season versus the best in the women's college game, walking off with a title. Shit. Last thing for college sports, the NCAA president now wants to ban all player prop bets in college sports.
All right.
Wow. So just clarify, if anyone does not know what player props are, meaning, and I'm just going to use this example because it's just what it is. Armando Bacot over or under 15.5 points. Or Zach Edey over, like Caitlin Clark was over 35 points, stuff like that. Because apparently other company, a lot of players are seeing this and starting to play either higher or lower than they are expected. So this is from the Associated Press, the Icon Sports Wire. NCAA President Charlie Baker announced Wednesday that the organization is aiming to ban all college prop betting markets along North America sportsbooks. Baker's come 2 days after reporting that the Raptors forward Deontay Porter is facing an NBA probe over irregular ratings on his prop bets. meaning he's been shaving. For the most part, he's not shaving points, but he's playing like 6 minutes, saying he has an injury, and he's sitting down.
No, I mean, yeah, he's
So to stop all this, because this is happening in the pros, they want to stop it happening in college and just get rid of prop betting altogether for player props, not team props or game props, aka like a team scores 76 points over under. I kind of agree with that, though. I kind of agree that prop betting in college should be gone.
Too much temptation, is it?
No, I think it's more the fact that you're going to get bettors, or even because in certain players, like depending on where, like if you're in Jersey, you can't bet on the team that plays in that state. So like in Jersey, I can't bet on Rutgers.
Really?
I can't bet any
That's
Rutgers.
weird.
I cannot bet any Rutgers game in basketball. I cannot bet on Princeton. I could not bet on TCNJ. I could not NJIT.
Seton Hall?
Seton Hall can't. No, it is wiped clean. I cannot touch it. But what they're saying here is, say, like, if, like, a certain college player, quarterback, has passing yards, you can bet on that player to pass for said yards. They want to get rid of that.
Interesting.
In the college. And I'm kind of fine with that because, I mean, hell, even in college in Jersey, anyway, from this side, there's only a handful of games you can only bet props on. And usually it's the big teams, like the Dukes, the UNCs. For women, it's Iowa, South Carolina. It's the names. I think they need to do away with it. Maybe I agree if they do away with it. I'm not going to be sitting here crying because I can't bet rushing yards on college football.
Right.
And I can't bet over point. Like, I got the NFL for that if I really wanted to do that. Or I got the NBA for that if I really wanted to do that.
right.
Which is more prominent. The points, rushing yards, stuff like that. In the NFL and in basketball, it's more in your face there. Like, those stats are usually more, like, you know the players. You know what Jokic is going to do. You know what Luka Doncic is going to do. You know what LeBron's going to do. You know, usually who's hurt or not. Like,
I'll be back, guys.
all right. There's usually an idea of what's going on. Now, John, to answer your question, is it about temptation? For the NBA, yeah, it kind of looks like that because
That's why I asked.
Porter is facing a shit because if he's betting on himself on prop bets. Like, I'm not trying to use him as an example, but it's kind of easy to use as an example. That's like if Pete Rose said he was going to get 3 hits. He bet the under on himself for not getting 3 hits in a baseball game.
Okay.
Like, you can bet on the fact that you can... Like, there are minute bets in the NBA where you can bet on a player to play over under, like, his, like, sometimes it'll be like 12 and a half minutes. Will he play the total of a quarter? Well, guess what? He plays 10 minutes, says he pulled a hamstring, he sits down. Who knows if he didn't bet the under?
Fair point.
I see why they're doing it.
Yeah, I have no issue with college. NBA, maybe let's not glamorize sports betting. Let's make it know that it's there, but let's not glamorize it. AKA, let's not do the whole brought to you on the DraftKings sports line. It's FanDuel's own, like, Trey Wingo on the
Wait,
on the what?
Wingo.
Yeah, like on the Caesars on the Caesars Sportsbook hotline, like it's a NASCAR event. Like, but that's the thing. They promote these sports betting companies, and maybe that is the problem because now you've made it to the point where it's so regular that it's not affecting me, maybe, but maybe the 18-year-old kid that's just going into college, it might be affecting him. Like, you get what I mean? Because now it's so normal.
True.
Because, hell, I knew about sports betting when I was 18.
I didn't really pay that much attention to it, to be honest with you.
Because I also... So, you're going to love this, John. When I would grab... Making an old moment here. When I would grab the Star Ledger...
Oh, God.
In the sports section... They would actually put the lines for the high school football games.
I remember that. Yes, I do.
So I would go and read, because I was playing at the time, I would go and read the lines for all the high school games. And I would see what they have to say. It was always a thing. And I knew about this at 16. I was not going out finding a fucking bookie at 16 and betting on fucking high school sports.
See, in the Midwest, we find that one creepy guy to go into the gas station and buy us some Mad Dog 2020. Fucking bookie to fucking bet on your high school game.
But here's the thing, scary part is, in the Midwest, that might be more, that's like going down south and betting on high school sports. It might be more normal.
Yeah.
True, I guess.
I'm sure, but just the fact that like they had the fucking lines for high school.
Bro, they legitly
Dude,
in the papers.
I'd have been fucking making bank.
You know what's funny? I might actually go and look to see if they're still there. Like, I might grab a Star Ledger and see it when football starts again, if the lines are still in the fucking paper.
Because that's fucking crazy, dude.
Like, they were up betting spreads for high school football games while I was playing. Like, that's why I knew about this, because I was reading this shit.
I'd have been using that shit to my advantage. I'll be right back.
Okay. But, like, if I knew that back then, like, if I knew what it was now, it's now normal now.
True.
Maybe do they need to tone that shit back? But they won't, because they're making a shit ton of money.
Maybe, well, I don't know nowadays. I don't know how many people actually pay attention to it on the high school level, but...
Oh, no. I'm not even talking about high school level. I'm talking about high school students looking at sports betting.
Oh, okay. Well, you never know nowadays.
Christian, so what I was saying is, though, like, is that since they're doing this with the NBA... Mm-hmm. Do they need to dial it back? Because now, like, do they need to dial it back for the media? Because the media, you're seeing like hey, welcome to the FanDuel show, sponsored by FanDuel. On the DraftKings hotline is Trey Wingo, sponsored by Caesar Sportsbooks.
No, because betting is such a, it's such a major commodity right now. So why?
But the other thing is too is, I get that, but like, to us it's not going to mean much, because to us we kind of knew about what sports betting was before it became legal.
Mm-hmm.
But we also know, at our age, we also know where the line is, where it could be an issue, where it could be. Because it wasn't readily available for us.
True.
Now you get these kids coming out of high school that are 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 years old. It's at the touch of their fingertip, where all they got to do is get a gift card from, actually, because now you can even just buy a fucking gift card for it and put it on an app, and you fake a. How many people do you know has faked a fucking phone number, or they found daddy's DraftKings account, and at 16 years old they're making bets.
Who knows nowadays? That's the problem.
I mean, I'm not going to say I was any better. At 16, I was betting on horses. But I also knew where the fucking line was. These kids nowadays don't know where the line is. So where do you draw that line? I think taking prop bets out of college sports is a good start. What do you think, Christian?
I gotta look into this because I really don't know too much of it, so I don't want to make a comment.
Well, I'm saying just how about the fact that, like I said, just with the generational factor.
Yeah. I mean, everyone's doing it.
Everybody's in it to make the quick cash nowadays.
Exactly. Or 9 times out of 10, it's someone trying to make a quick buck because they owe some child support.
But is this our generation?
You guys want to hear something crazy when it comes to betting?
What's that?
I remember the night DeMar Hamlin collapsed. I went on Twitter and I said, "Do not continue this game."
And how many
Both
people
teams
bitched?
are shaking up.
And how many people have bitched at you about the fact that they were going to lose a bet?
There was one who bitched at me that he was about to lose a bet, and he said he was dependent on this money because he had to pay rent. I'm like, well, it looked like you about to celebrate Black Friday for real.
Well, you clearly everything got voided from that game.
Mm-hmm.
So he didn't lose any money. He didn't gain any money, but he didn't lose anything.
Oh well. But in that moment, what was going on
was bigger than a fucking bet.
His comments were just very unnecessary.
Like, you know what? I'll tell you right now. I had money on that game. And when you told me about what was going on, the last thing on my mind was a fucking bet.
Right.
And I was on the air.
Yeah, you were.
When it happened. The last thing on my mind was a fucking bet.
Mm-hmm.
If I lost the bet, oh well, I lose $5, but I kind of didn't care. I'm more attached to the fact that, hey, someone just fucking collapsed on the field.
Right.
Like, that's a kind of a bigger fucking deal. But no, like, with it being more accessible for these kids, is this turning into a bad thing?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's what I'm asking. Is this turning into, like, is this too little too fast or too much too fast?
I don't know, honestly. I think this is just one of those things where we got to see and let everything.
Because I was telling John,
I
was telling John when we were in high school, I would go and pick up the Friday sports, the Friday Ledger, the Friday paper.
Mm-hmm.
And in the Star Ledger, which was the local paper we had, the sports section, they would have the lines. They would actually have the fucking lines for the high school football games.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
And I remember reading that and just knowing that. It's like, it's always been accessible, but there's never been a way to actually... You never thought at 16 years old, hey, how the fuck can I make a bet on this?
Right.
These kids nowadays, because maybe it was also a little sketchier for us, kids nowadays, they can get their parents' app.
True.
And make a bet right on their father's phone or their mother's phone, and or they can ask someone to make a bet for them. I mean, it is that's the weird thing. Oh, but no, we'll look more into it. We'll definitely roll back onto this because this is definitely. I'm interested to know what happens from this with the if they do ban prop bets in college sports. One thing for the NFL, and then we'll move on to WrestleMania talk, and that is the Buffalo Bills have traded Stephon Diggs to the Houston Texans.
Yeah, they did. I mean, the writing was on the wall for this to happen because he just seemed extremely disgruntled. And I was noticing the body language with him. That told me all I needed to know. He just didn't seem like he was on the same page anymore with Josh Allen. And unfortunately, the honeymoon phase ended. I like Stephon Diggs. I really do. I think he's one of the best wide receivers in the National Football League. Me personally, I think he's the best route runner in the league. When Ronnie, what do I always say on Monday Evening Quarterback, and what have I even said on this show? What can you do without the ball in your hands? And if you're a wide receiver and you need someone to study, Stephon Diggs is your guy, I feel. And the reason why I say that, he's what I call a triple threat route runner because he can run the short routes, he can go intermediate, he can go deep. When it comes to running the deep routes, his ability to track the ball is second to none. He has great hands, he's quick, and most importantly, he's a spark plug. One big play of his gives the rest of his teammates a lot of confidence. And you saw what Houston's offense was able to do last year with CJ Stroud, that young core. Stroud, Tank Dell, Nico Collins, Dalton Schultz. Now, you add a veteran of Stephon Diggs' presence and caliber to that, and I think that's going to put their offense over the top a little bit more. Houston was already the favorite to win the AFC South, and I think this all but solidifies that. And I think if they add a couple of more pieces to add depth to their roster, I think this is the biggest threat to the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC. I'm not saying they'll beat them, but they can challenge them because I like what D'Amico Ryans is building up in Houston. He wants pass rushers. He's trying to build up the defense the same way his defense was when he was playing for the Texans. Stephon Diggs, he's their biggest biggest name wide receiver they've had since DeAndre Hopkins. And again, the writing was on the wall. Now, for Buffalo, they're gonna have to draft a receiver at this point. They need a possession guy. They need a guy like an Adonai Mitchell out of Texas or Keon Coleman from Florida State. I think Keon Coleman and Josh Allen would be absolutely great together because right now, yeah, their receiving core is very thin. They did sign Curtis Samuel. You still have Khalil Shakir, and then you have Matt Collins as well. None of those guys really scare me, right? They need that true number one, and right now they don't have that. But I will say this though, I still think this is the team that you got to beat in the division. This is still the best team in the AFC East, even after making a move like this, because New England's in rebuild, right? Look at it like this. I'm gonna paint the picture.
Yeah.
New England is in a rebuild, right? Miami can't beat good teams. And you don't know what you're going to get from them. Yeah, they started out great, and then they fizzled out toward the end of the year. And the Jets have a whole bunch of questions. They've yet to fix that offensive line.
I beg to differ on that, but finish. Sorry,
What do you mean you beg to differ? Nah, trust me. Like, so Tyron Smith is an upgrade?
For right now, plus they're probably going to draft. Don't get me wrong, they will probably draft another lineman in the. They'll probably get Joe Alt in the draft.
Ronnie, Tyron Smith can't stay healthy.
But okay. Neither can half the other fucking Jet linemen, but that build, as in the words of Tiki Barber, they got to build that ass.
Hey, yo.
I'm saying, as in the words of Tiki.
Oh, so because Tiki said it was cool to say?
I'm saying, that's what his reference is, and I'm going to understand that. I just know one thing, Chicago Bears are going to suck.
To me, there's just a lot of questions about the Jets. You got a 40-year-old quarterback who's coming off a major injury. He's a year older. He's not getting any younger.
I agree with that.
You know, they need another pass catcher to me outside of Garrett Wilson. That's what they need to do, I think, with their first pick. Is go get a receiver.
Well, I mean, you can get
Neighbors, because I don't trust Mike Williams to stay healthy.
But the one thing that the one thing about this draft that's nice is that it is heavy with receivers
and offensive
linemen. And what do the Jets need? Receivers and offensive linemen.
Yeah.
But I will say this: you could do both in one shot by getting like a Brock Bowers.
Yeah, or Malik Neighbors or Rome Odunze if he's there.
Now, the Jets, though, the one thing is the Jets don't have a second-round pick. So, I mean, you could probably bottle one of your fourths and one of your thirds to jump up to a second round. Your 1/3, which is an 8, which is early third round, and one of your early fourth, or your late fourth, and jump to a mid-second. You could probably do that, but tackle, you could easily get Joe Alt, because I think Joe Alt's going to be on that table at 10.
Yeah, if he's not gone by 7. Tennessee is all in on him.
I think Tennessee's going to go for a receiver.
Maybe.
Or they're going to go for the kid out of Penn State. The offensive lineman. What's his name? Not Penn. Penn State.
I know what you're talking about. I just can't pronounce his name. Fashanu?
Yeah, Fashanu. Yeah, because a lot of people like him as an offensive tackle. If the Jets need him, that's good too. But then the Jets turn around and go and get Rashawn Reddick. I don't know what the fuck that defense is going to do this year.
Yeah.
That defense is scary. Because, shit, Mosley is still fucking terrifying. Now you have an offensive line like, we lost one of our best offensive line or defensive linemen. Oh, we're just going to go trade for the other guy that was from the Phillies but for the Eagles, and it's like, yeah, okay. Those ends are fucking terrifying now. Like, I think the one thing that they upgraded that helps everybody else out that no one talks about is the fact that the Jets got a backup quarterback. Because in case Rodgers does get hurt, we have a competent backup quarterback that could actually fucking do something.
Tyrod Taylor, right?
Yep. And I'm not saying he would take us to the promised land. He wouldn't win the division. But if Rodgers is out for 2 to 3 weeks, he could hold the fort down for 2 to 3 weeks.
Can't do any worse than Zach did.
They're going to have to cut Wilson because no one's going to take him. What's terrifying to think, though, is think about this. If last year Rodgers didn't get hurt, that defense won 7 games for them. What the hell would the Jets have done if they had a competent offense? Christian? If that offense was 15th in the league, they were dead last on offense. If they were 15th in the league with that defense, 11 wins?
Maybe 10, because
So they would have been 10-7 looking at a playoff berth.
Yeah, but their offense would have been very run heavy and run oriented, because look, let's just call it what it is right now. Aaron Rodgers can't take games over with his arm anymore.
No.
He's getting older. You know what I mean? The Jets, they're going to have to run the ball a little bit more this year. But then again, like I said, there are just many question marks surrounding this team right now.
I think, also too, we still have to wait until, that's the big thing. We still have to wait until the draft. The Jets went out and got some better players for the offensive line. Now, what do you do with, say, you get Tucker back? Hopefully, he stays healthy. You picked up Max Mitchell, which was a nice pickup for the other side. Tyron Smith is a question mark. We all know that.
Mm-hmm.
Did they cut? I don't see him on here. The left tackle. I don't see Morgan Moses. They re-signed him. I don't see. Did they cut him? Why am I spacing on his name? The left tackle for the Jets, the one that was a complete bust. Christian.
Mekhi Becton?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they did cut him.
That's sad. That was a complete bust. I think, and also too, you got to think about it. You got Zach Kuntz and Tyler Conklin. Conklin, yeah, you heard me. That's right, darling. Conklin.
There you go.
Oh, Lord.
They're at least blocking tight ends. So if you need to go with the jumbo package, you at least have two tight ends that can block and can catch the ball. Because I like if Zach Kuntz does what he can do, he's a great fucking tight end. There is a lot of questions on health. On defense, they might be the best in the league. Now the question is can Aaron Rodgers stay healthy? Like you said, year older, coming off a torn Achilles. Only time will tell, and you're probably going to get rid of Adam Lazard by the time training camp starts, or you're going to cut him.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to go out and you have Malik Taylor, you still have Garrett Wilson, you still have, you're probably going to, they got Mike Williams, which there's a question mark on, can he stay healthy? There's a lot of 1 year, 2 year sign deals that it looks like the Jets are in win now mode. The Jets are in Super Bowl or bust for the next maybe 2 seasons. After that, it's cap hell for them. After that, it's work through the draft. Which, don't be shocked by next year. I know he doesn't want. He'll not be first. I doubt it. But if you see a Shedeur Sanders come to the Jets as a backup for Rodgers.
Mm-hmm.
and you're going to get a Kurt Warner, Eli Manning situation. But that's really it that's been going on with the NFL. Did I ask you about? You didn't really give your talk about the new kickoff.
What is it again?
So it's the XFL rule,
Mm-hmm.
where guys standing at the 30, the offensive team is on the other side of the 50 on the 30, or on the 40, and the other team's on the 30, and they can't move until they catch the ball. The receiver catches the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And if the ball goes out of bounds, then it's like there's different rules. Like if it goes in the end zone, it's here. If it lands short of the zone, it's here. If it goes out of bounds, it's here. There's all that, but it's pretty much the XFL rule.
Just seems like they're always trying to change something.
The one thing that it does do, and it gets rid of the surprise onside kick.
Mm-hmm.
And that's gonna. I don't think that's gonna kill the game because you could never get the onside kick in the first place.
Yeah.
I like the new rule. Personally. Yeah. But it is what it is. We'll see because they got to talk about it more.
Mm-hmm.
But all right, we're gonna do some WrestleMania predictions, Christian. If you want to stick around, you're welcome to. If you want to bounce.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna bounce. I thought I'd come on and kick it with you guys for a little bit.
All right.
All right, later, Christian.
All right, later, guys. I'll talk to you.
Yep, talk to you later.
Yep.
Is Ryan still here? Or did we lose him?
No, Ryan's still here.
Still here.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I did. So what do you want to do first? You want to do NXT?
I got Stand and Deliver right here with the betting odds.
I got both the cards up. So
well, I got the betting odds here for both, so we can talk about this real quick.
Yeah, you guys do Stand and Deliver. I'll be right back. I gotta go to the back.
All right. So NXT World Title, Dragunov versus Tony D'Angelo. Dragunov is the favorite in the match at -500. I don't see Tony D retaining. Or not retaining, getting the title.
Well, there's been talk about bringing Dragunov up to the main roster, so very well he could drop the belt.
I don't think he'll drop it. I think he'll just hand it over. He'll relinquish.
But I'm going to go with Tony on that one.
Okay. Women's title, Roxy is -1,000. Valkyrie +500.
That's another one that's been rumored to the main roster is Roxanne Perez, too. So
she's still too young, I think. I think she's
no. A lot of people backstage are very high on her.
Yeah, but you got to remember, there's still the Kelly rule in effect.
Well, she's 22.
They kind of stopped it into 23. It was the whole rent a car thing too. Like they didn't want anybody under the age of 23 on the road.
Like I said, that was a rumor. We don't know how true it is, but it was a rumor.
Yeah, I think Roxy gets it.
I think I'm going with Lyra on that one.
All right. Trick Williams, Carmelo Hayes. Hayes is already on the main roster. I think Carmelo loses and Trick stays on NXT.
Oh, yeah. Trick's staying there, even though Trick's over as fuck.
Yep. Singles match on Spears, Joe Gacy. Spears is -350. Gacy's +225. It's in Philly. Give me Sloppy Joe.
Oh, Joe Gacy all the way. Extreme, man.
Give me. It's in Philly, where he's fucking pretty much born and raised, even though he's from Ohio.
Yeah, but he had his most. Wasn't he? He was big in
CCW. He's a CCW boy.
That's what I'm saying. Then there was a couple matches you left off.
Well, I'm not done yet.
Oh, okay.
6-woman match: Thea Hale, Fallon Henley, and Kira Jordan versus Jessie Jane, Kira James, and Izzy Dame.
Yeah.
-200 for Team Tia, and Jessie Jane +150.
I'll go with Team Thea.
Yeah. I agree with that. Corbin and Breaker versus Axiom and Frazier. Braun Breaker's minus 200. Axiom is plus 150. I don't know about this one. I think that you're gonna see. I think Breaker's gonna win, and I think you're gonna get them relinquishing the title when they both come up.
Well, Baron Corbin was a free agent, so he could go anywhere he wanted. Breaker signed with SmackDown. I see Axiom and Fraser. I think they're winning the belts.
Okay. And then the North American title, Obi Femi minus Femi minus 375, Dijak plus 375, Josh Briggs plus 325.
Femi's a fucking monster, man. I don't see anybody beating him.
This is big meat slapping meat.
Yeah, I'm going with Femi. Femi's going to retain.
Big meaty men slapping meat.
But no. So who are you taking? You taking Femi?
Femi. This is going to be beating the shit out of each other.
Femi, that guy's what? 6 foot? Let's see. How tall is that motherfucker? He's 6'4", 270 pounds of solid muscle.
Yeah.
That guy's a fucking jacked up monster.
I don't know where Ryan is, but that's all the stuff for.
He's still taking a deuce.
Yeah.
Probably.
So let's do this. So there is some prop bets for Friday, for SmackDown.
Well, the only thing happening on SmackDown that's a thing is the Andre the Giant thing,
and that is a prop bet.
Is that I don't know why they took it off of WrestleMania.
It's been 3 years they've had it off of WrestleMania.
Well, that's the only way. I think they're doing that to save, so they don't have to pay the guys WrestleMania residuals.
All right. So Bronson Reed is your favorite to win it. So I'll just list. I won't even list the odds. I'll just list the people that are on here right now.
All right.
Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker, Chad Gable, Otis, Almost, Ricochet, Cameron Grimes, Ivar, Andrade, Brodus Creed, Julius Creed, Shinsuke, Veer Mahal, JD McDonough, the Adonis, Apollo Crews, Cedric Alexander, Elton Prince, Kit Williams, and Tozawa.
Basically, everybody that's not involved in a major storyline.
Yeah.
Basically, everybody that hangs around the catering table.
Pretty much.
Hey, you're back.
There he is.
This is for the
Andre the Giant thing.
Yeah, it's the Who the Fuck Cares Battle Royal.
Yeah.
Basically, it's who's ever left at the catering table.
I think this is either going to be Bronson, Almost, or Breaker.
I think I'm going to go with. I think Otis is going to win this.
Oh, Otis could, yeah.
Otis could, but they're billing Bronson big, so I think it's going to be Bronson.
Yeah, because you got to think Andre, so they're going to go with the guy that's larger than life.
True.
Before we get into...
you want to do, Ryan, do you want to go over the NXT card real quick?
I do
not. Okay. So, all right. So I'm going to do the props real quick, and then we'll get into the matches immediately after. How many... So, 5.5 right now. Total interferences in Roman versus Cody. Over under 5.5.
Over.
Ryan?
Over.
Yeah, I bet you there's over. At least you got to think at least 3 between Jimmy J and Solo.
And you don't know who's
4 is going to be The Rock.
And then we might see Tama Tonga show up too.
You could see MJF. You could see anybody. Oh, fuck. This hurts me. Total chops by Gunther. Over under 30.
Over.
Right?
Under.
Yeah.
30 chops.
30 chops. I think Sammy will die if he hits 30 chops.
It's definitely that's a fucking ridiculous number. Like, you're running the risk of breaking your hand at that point.
Well, this is all right. Will Chad Gable turn on Sami Zayn? Yes or no?
I say no.
No. All right, so these are only yeses. You cannot bet the no. Will Punk be at WrestleMania? Well, no shit. Yes.
Duh. He's gonna be commentating Drew and Seth.
Right.
Will either Fatu brother? Like, what does this mean though? Which? Oh, hold on. Here we go. CM Punk must enter the ring, speak on the microphone, or attack someone. Manager booking decision is final. Manager's booking decision is final. So will he speak on a microphone in the ring, or be in the ring, or attack somebody?
He's gonna be in the ring. He's gonna speak in the ring at least.
Yeah. Okay. So the same thing with the Fatu brother. Yes, because which Fatu brother? Are you talking about the Usos, or are you talking about like Fatu?
I would be shocked if we see Lance on Hawaii show up because he's not with MLW anymore. Yeah. He's been promoting a lot of Roman shit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked to see Lance on Hawaii show up.
Yeah, but here's a fun one. Will Jason Kelsey be at WrestleMania 40?
Who?
Yes.
Yes, Jason Kelsey, the Eagle.
Be Travis Kelsey.
No, his brother, Jason.
I have no idea who Jason Kelsey is, so.
The better one of the two.
Whatever.
Will John Cena be at WrestleMania?
Yes.
Already confirmed.
Yep.
Yeah, so Stone Cold too, from what I hear too.
Will Logan Paul have brass knuckles?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a no DQ match. He could easily use it. Will McAfee get in the ring?
I'll say no.
I don't know who this person is. Will Sly Stallion, or will Sly? Oh no, sorry, Sly Stallion. Wow. Will Rocky? Will Sylvester? Don't use Sly. Sly Stallone be at WrestleMania?
Probably not. Unless he's in the opening video
definitely
package.
I was going to say, they will definitely do something with him for one of the packages. They'll do Cody doing the Rocky entrance. Will Hearts on Fire play in the background? No, that's not a bet. That's just me laughing at that. Will Stone Cold be at WrestleMania?
Yes.
Yep.
Will The Undertaker?
Nope.
I think he might be.
I don't know for what, but all right.
Here's a dark question. It's like, will we get any debuts, surprise appearances, or newly signed wrestlers showing up at Mania? Will there either day?
No, because you're probably gonna get that Monday.
You don't think you're gonna see like an MJF or
if he did
Tamatonga?
If he did sign, it'll be on a Monday. They never do the debuts on fucking at Mania. They wait till Raw.
Well, we'll see. But that was my only question. But all right, let's start with night one.
Well, it's just collective. So Rock Roman versus Cody Seth. Rock Roman is your favorite to win this match.
I'm taking Cody and Seth.
Rock Roman. You're gonna have Bloodline rules for night 2 because you gotta book Cody strong. LA Knight, versus AJ Styles. LA Knight is the favorite.
LA.
AJ. Bianca, Jade, and Naomi is heavy favorites against Damage Control.
Yep.
Yeah, Bianca, Jade, and Naomi are going over.
Yeah. Dominic and Santos versus Ray and Dragon Lee.
Dragon Lee and Mysterio.
Yeah, it makes no sense why they're favored or why Dominic's in this fucking match. Yeah, Ray and Dragon. U.S. title, Logan Paul, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens. Logan Paul is your favorite.
I think Kevin's Kevin.
Now, me and Ryan said this. Here you go. Yes or no? Kevin Owens hits the package pile driver.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Yes or no? Randy Orton attempts the punt.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that will officially break away PG. But Logan Paul wins. I think Logan Paul keeps the title. Because remember, this is a Prime match. They're going to start putting the Prime logo in the center of the ring for this.
Oh, okay.
Bailey, heavy favorite to win the title over Io. Yeah.
Bailey.
Right.
Yeah, Bailey.
All right. Next is the other women's title. Rhea Ripley is favored to beat Becky Lynch.
I think Becky wins because I think they're going to start breaking up the Judgment Day soon. I think they've already started hinting at it.
I think Rhea takes this, but I think Becky's going to get booed out of the building because it's Philly.
Why would she get booed out of the
It's Philly.
building?
It's Philly.
Oh, that's true. Filthy Philly.
I was going to say, Chris even said that. He goes, Becky's going to be a heel going into this match. I go, yeah, because look where you're at. He goes, yeah, pretty much. He didn't deny it. He goes, yeah, because we're in Philly.
Is he going to Mania or no?
No, but he's going to see Rhea Ripley.
Gee, there's a shocker.
Over under, he has a boner.
Over.
Over.
Over under 4 inches.
Under.
I'm sorry, Chris, if you hear that. The joke is right there. I had to.
Did you expect me to say anything less? Come on.
Oh, God. Oh, God. That was perfect. Yes. All right. Six-man Philly street fight. Bobby Lashley and the Profits versus the Final Testament.
I think the Testament's going over.
That's Final Testament.
Cross and AOP.
And with Paul Ellering and Scarlett.
That's way too many people.
Yeah, it's the Final Testicle.
The Final Testicle.
Yeah, but no, Bobby Lashley and the Profits win. It's a Philly street fight.
Yeah.
The Yeet match. Yeet versus no Yeet. Jay and Jimmy.
Yeet.
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 All right, here's another thing. How many times during the show will we hear an ECW chant? Over or under? 5.
How many times does Paul Heyman show up?
Well, he's going to be in at least 2 of the matches.
The minute Paul Heyman shows up, there will be an ECW chant.
Correct.
And at the Hall of Fame, will they chant that entire almost before the speech and after the speech?
Like you're asking rhetorical questions.
Yeah. Will he smoke a joint with Rob Van Dam before the fucking...
No, that was only at One Night Stand.
I'm not crying because I was in the back smoking a joint with Van Dam.
I actually watched that the other day. I popped that on for old time's sake.
No, Jay wins. Yeah. All right. We'll save that for last. The IC title, Gunther versus Sammy. Gunther's the favorite.
I'm going with. I think Sammy's taking this.
Yeah, Gunther's had a really dominant run.
Okay. So now with this, they're saying there is it says the unified tag title match on the betting site, but it might not be that. They might be splitting the titles.
That's what I've been hearing.
Ladder match, Awesome Truth, DIY, Judgment Day, A-Town Down Under, which I don't think will be a part of this. New Catch Republic and the New Day.
I think the New Catch Republic is going to take the SmackDown titles, and as for Raw, I think it's going to be Truth and and Miz.
Oh, this is gonna be awesome. Truth and DIY.
Yeah.
Now, I've heard rumors that it's gonna be the Guns, because their contracts are officially up with TNA.
I've heard the Hardys.
Jeff's not clear.
Yes, he is.
He got a freaking grade 2 concussion.
I think he was cleared in AEW, but I think his contract was mirrored with Matt's. That's the only reason I say it's why I've been hearing it.
Yeah, he could be cleared from his contract, not cleared to wrestle. Not cleared to do a ladder match.
That's true. You know, and that lunatic, he would do a lot of crazy shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hardy's been posting a lot of videos lately of him and Jeff. Jeff looks pretty healthy.
That's why I've been seeing those too. That's why I'm saying it. Would it shock me? No.
Hardy Boys do one last ladder match, go into the Hall of Fame next year.
There you go.
In Minnesota.
Minnesota.
They have a better chance of going in Vegas. With John Cena.
Nicky Skinnicky.
Bro, great fucking movie.
What movie?
Nicky Skinnicky.
The hell is Nicky Skinnicky?
Amazon.
Oh. Well, I don't have Amazon, so.
All right. World Heavyweight title, Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins. Drew wins and get cashed in.
Damien takes the title, you think?
Yep, Priest gets the title.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked with that.
Because then you can do a feud between Drew and Priest.
Nope, Priest isn't ready. They're going to put the title on him and he's going to fall flat, just like Jack Swagger and just like fucking Dolph Ziggler. That's why they haven't put it on him yet. That's why they haven't pulled the trigger. Because he's not, and he's almost out of time.
He has 3 months.
And they've had nothing for him in all this time. They've had plenty of shit for the Judgment Day, but nothing for Mr. Money in the Bank, because Mr. Money in the Bank is not the breakout star of Judgment Day like they were thinking he was going to.
No, we all knew Rio was the fucking breakout star. We all knew Rio was the leader.
I mean, it's not about being the leader, but they were trying to use this to build Damian Priest, and then put the title on him, and then you could have him feud with Balor. But the fact of the matter is, Damian Priest is good. Okay? He is. He is not world champion material. Not in WWE.
But he could be a mid-card champion though.
He can't talk. That's his problem. His promos are not believable. His in-ring stuff is good, but a lot of it looks weak. If they put the belt on him, they're setting him up to fail. And I think if they were going to do it, they would have done it before now.
True.
Oh, the way they're talking about it is they're going to have him cash in.
Maybe he's going to cash in and lose.
Maybe. I'm surprised that's not a freaking thing.
Right?
And finally, Cody versus Roman.
Cody's taking it. Come on.
They wrote themselves in a corner. With Cody.
He has to take it.
They wrote themselves in a corner, unfortunately. Because they kind of fucked themselves over.
Yep. That's the truth.
Yeah.
All right. Before we get, have either one of you guys watched that Speed show on Twitter?
What? Oh, Speed? Yeah, the 5-minute matches?
Yeah, the new show. No, it's 3-minute now.
Yeah, well, still, you get the point. Like,
it was Ricochet and Dragon Lee in the first episode. Yeah. And Ricochet took it. Stupid.
How's it stupid?
It's just, I don't know.
No, how is it stupid, though?
It just comes off as hokey. It comes off as hokey to me. I'm sorry.
Getting guys some screen time?
Well, Almost is going to be on this show, so he's just going to pick somebody up and drop them, and that's it. Match over.
Okay, but yet when the Ultimate Warrior did it, everyone was fucking going apeshit for it.
Well, that was a different time, though, man.
But that's they're trying to get these guys over as if you got to get these big enough characters over with squash matches. Well, do it. It's a way to get the eyes on it's a way to get eyes on them.
I mean, you're not wrong, but I still didn't like it. I watched it, wasn't thrilled with it. But what else? What else?
That's pretty much it. We can
anything else to close this out?
Nope. That's pretty much it. Let's bring this home. Unless Ryan, you got something.
Nope.
All right. Well, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, if you like what you heard, please follow us on all social media accounts under the Nerdport Network. Follow us individually on Twitter at F and Ronnie.
At the Zombie Master.
At Stumpjack STL.
And follow Christian at the Daily Blitz _ 61. And you can follow me back here tomorrow as I still go back and dive deeper into the good, the bad, and the what the fuck was that, leading into the weekend with Chris, talking about pretty much more wrestling, diving in a little deeper dive into it. Maybe I get some more shit when it comes to news stories and stuff like that. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, if you like what you heard, please tell your friends. If you didn't like what you hear,
go fuck yourself.
I hope you get hit with a fucking jizz ball. Tell your enemies.
Ball to the face.
Tell your enemies, but until then, always remind them 3 things. 1, Bobby Bonilla be getting paid. 2, Shohei Ohtani getting paid. And 3, there is always a teachable moment. And hell, if you don't believe me, fuck it, then that's the fact of life. Yeah.
Yeah.